Hannah, dude, said,
Go.
okay. Okay. Hey guys, what's up? Morgan messed up on my first go. Welcome back to, we're gonna call this a podcast. Welcome back to the podcast of Drama Juseyo, where we're going to be discussing episode 5 of Radiant Office. Now, before anybody says anything, i.e., where is episode 4? Episode 4 got copyright striked.
For no
And
reason.
and we're trying to get it back. So if you watched episode 3 discussion or listened to our episode 3 discussion because malfunctions, and then you're looking for episode 4, it does exist. We do have it and we did it, but it got copyright striked. And it's the same people who took us down for I think Goblin, and they've taken us down for the Missing Nine, and our freaking account got shut down because of it too. So we've dealt with these people before. We're very well aware of who they are, and we know how to get our stuff back. It's just gonna take a little bit, so we apologize.
I'm sorry.
But today we are going to be talking about episode 5, and we are super excited. And we know it's a little late. Sorry, but here we go. So what did we leave off on?
Okay.
Everybody got in from
Wait,
connections
hold on.
and.
First off, I just want to quickly introduce ourselves for those who are new to our channel. Because, it'd be kind of weird being like, who is this person? My name is Morgan, and that other person that was just talking, her name is Sam or Sammy or Sammy. You can just call her Sam. And yeah, so we're going to be talking about Missing 9, episode 5. Missing 9. In our last episode, some issue with how the people were getting hired, how Kai-Tak, Kang-Dong, I don't remember his full name. I'm sorry, it's been like 2 weeks, or it feels like 3 weeks. And Ho-Wan got hired, and so Woo-Jin asked an HR person for their interview or for their files, and found out that basically they had crappy interviews. Kai-Tak didn't even go to his, and they somehow got hired, and they were hired by Manager Park. And so he thinks that they were hired through connections, which is like the one thing that he hates the most. So,
But and so like he basically accuses them of being hired through connections, and the three of them are like, "What are you talking about?" They like we were all confused actually. I think everybody's confused as to how they managed to get into the company because we saw how crap their interviews were,
well,
and we also know that Kang Ho didn't go to his. Like we saw him in the
Kai-Tak,
lobbies.
yeah,
Kai-Tak.
well, we do know. I don't remember what episode it was, but we do find out that the doctor
Yeah.
Suhan, he's the one who talked to Manager Park and told Manager Park to basically hire them. And the doctor is basically the CEO's son. So he's their connection, but it's very strange that he would be like, get those 3 people hired at my company. Very, very weird. And I still don't understand. I don't understand that aspect. But anyways,
Well, I mean, I'd have to take a guess at this, is that the doctor recognized the three of them
mhm,
or somehow knew that the three of them were there. And I think he remembered them from the hospital and all
mhm,
of them running away. So I
yeah,
think he was kind of doing it as like, let's give them a shot of like, they need
mhm,
money. This is a way to make money. I have connections, so let's help them.
yeah,
With
yeah,
like kind of like being a guardian angel-esque deal.
yeah. But I do feel like
So,
there's something shady about the doctor, which I will talk about maybe in this episode or maybe the next episode. I'm not sure. But we start off the scene with basically Manager Park and Woojin brings the 3 contractors into their office and basically tells, like, basically they're being interrogated whether or not they have connections. And I love how Ho-Wan was like, listen, I'm poor. How would I have connections? And Kai-Tek's also, I don't know about his family, but he also lives in like a 1 bedroom. Like, I forgot what it's called, but basically it's like a study room where people go and they study, and it's only in 1 room. Um,
mhm.
and I mean, King, I guess I can see that, King Ho could have connections because his mom's rich, but they're all like, they're all very confused of whether or not that, like, they don't think they're hired on connections or anything like that. And so Woojin basically tells them, you know what, you know that you are going to get hired. One person will be permanent hire, but now that's no longer the case because of the fact that Woojin's so suspicious of them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you know what? I think he knows they got hired through connections, but I think he doesn't believe them when they say that they don't know what he's talking about, number one. And number
Mm-hmm.
two, I don't think that's fair that like they had this opportunity and through no fault of their own have now lost this opportunity to actually have a job at the end all be all of this contract.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you've just taken well, not all of their dreams. Ho-Won, I think she understands that there is no permanent job at the end of this for her just because of the fact that she's possibly terminally ill.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I mean, for what is it, Kang Ho and Kai Tak, um, like to take that opportunity away from them after like all the shit they've already been through now and all the shit they're probably gonna go through later, like
Mm-hmm.
that just sucks.
That does suck. Um, I no, yeah, no, that'd be so disappointing considering the fact that you're promised that, and then just because like something looks suspicious, you're not going to be hired on. And then, oh my God, I love that meeting. So we had a meeting where the sales team and the management team was, or no, sales team and the marketing team was, they were having a meeting. Basically, I don't remember what the meeting was about because, but basically, Woojin and Manager Park were basically fighting while all their other co-workers were basically doodling. Like you have Kang Ho's character sleeping, literally falling asleep. You have, I think, the Ice Princess. I forgot her full name. I always get her name messed up, but she's basically like drawing her daughter. And then you have, I'm pretty sure that Gina was. I forgot what was Gina. Oh, she was doodling. She was doodling.
Yeah,
Someone else was doodling, and then the other guy was doing like a
like compatibility chart. I don't understand that.
oh
It must be a Korean thing,
It,
the
it
compatibility
no,
charts.
it's a Korean. It's like it is a Korean thing. But it's basically he was basically saying how compatible Manager Park is to Manager to Woojin,
Uh,
which of course was like 2%. So obviously they're not compatible at all. Um, but they get a chance though. They get three contractors get this amazing chance. They get a chance to basically get I forgot what it's called. Just the to get uh that
they're getting like a subcontractor or something.
yeah, thank you.
They have to go to this warehouse to convince these people who don't like them, which, uh, you know what? They were going into a losing battle anyway, but they were trying to get these people to sign a contract with them or like start selling them products. It looked like a cushion place, I guess.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Um, and the guy who they had to deal with was not so well. He was nice to them at first because they didn't know where they were from.
Mm-hmm.
But once he found out it was Howline, like he was like, "Nope, I am doing nothing, no business with you. I'm sorry, go away. No, thank you."
Mm-hmm.
And I felt bad because they basically got thrown in to drown. There was no winning in that, and I really appreciated like
Mm-hmm.
how hard they worked to try and get on this guy's good side. Like when they were trying to load the truck and everything, it was like we'll show them we're good people, and I mean sometimes that's not always enough.
Yeah, yeah,
But
exactly. Um, but I got really frustrated when the guy like pushed them out. I'm like, dude, it's not their fault that I mean, you don't even really get to know what happened in the past. I wish they did a quick flashback of what happened to him in the past, so we could be more, sim like have more sympathy for the guy who was the owner for the cushions. Because I honestly just feel like it was just random. It honestly was just like, hey, you know, I just don't want to work with your company because your company has caused me issues in the past, but we never get to see that conflict, and so we don't really feel anything. I mean, more than anything, I feel more frustrated with the manager or the owner than anything. I don't know. Did you feel that way, Sam?
yeah, I felt frustrated because it was like I knew whatever they were going to be walking into was going to be difficult because they wouldn't have done it that way if not, because it was supposed to be almost like it was supposed to be a test.
Mm.
So it's not meant to be easy. But I want to know what Howline did to him for him to be so pissed off.
Yeah.
That's like that was the only, and my other frustration too was like he wasn't taking the time to like understand they sent these three kids over. Clearly they've done nothing wrong. They're brand new, and I don't think they ever said they were contractors. They were just workers. But he never gave them the opportunity. And that like that just sucks that you walk into a losing battle to begin with.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Also, the chairman, I don't know how to say his name. I want to call it So. It's like SEO. Um, but he meets it with Woo Jin, and the chairman. He's not in charge of the business anymore. He has. I don't know. I mean, it's his business, but he's not a part of it really anymore. But I can still see that he probably. I mean, I would think that he still has like his feet in it, if you know what I mean. Like he's still a part of it, but he just doesn't run it per se. But there he talks to Woo Jin about how this company is basically his child. And,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I feel kind of shady about the chairman. What do you think, Sam? Like, I
I
feel kind
never
of
like
shady.
chairmen that just show up out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's
They never have good motives behind what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I'm really starting to really like Gudong's character. Like, I absolutely love him. I like the fact that afterwards he met with Woojin, told Woojin, or basically showed Woojin photos of, oops, sorry, Woojin photos uh, of the doctor meeting with Manager Park. And we also get to find out that Guy Dong was hired, basically, well, wasn't really hired, but was transferred over by the chairman for some reason or another. And, Woojin just, I think Woojin for him, he, I don't think, it's a red thing that he wasn't mad at him for being transferred over because it wasn't like he was getting transferred over because of connections. I mean, well, I guess connections, but it was more. I think the chairman transferred him over to keep an eye on things. Sorry, you guys, about that. Something was happening in the background and I wanted to kind of fix it. But to get back into this discussion video, we were just talking about how Guidong was basically talking to Woojin about the company, about how, Guidong was kind of put there by the chairman. I feel like just to look over it because I think Guidong really wants the company to kind of transform to not be so cold and stuff like that. Like he talks about how he wants, how basically something about like getting his paycheck in like an envelope and how that felt and stuff like that. And I think like he kind of just wants people to love working there and not just work there to work there. Just be like, oh, he wants it to be more like a family. And that's why I feel like the chairman kind of put him in that department.
Right. And you know what? I feel like he sincerely feels that too because he's super nice to Ho-Won and
Yeah.
he's not really like there to F anybody over.
Hmm.
Um, but
Oh,
I like the story of the pay, like having your pay put into your hand. It's something physical and tangible because nowadays we don't ever touch our money.
yeah, no,
Like
everything's,
I've never actually physically touched the cash that I get paid every week for work, and I will never really ever know what it feels like to do that. It's just like these numbers that show up, and the numbers represent money, and that's about it. Um,
which I
so
think is good because
I
like I
mean,
feel like if I got money in my hands, I'd be like, money, spend it everywhere.
I know, right? Actually, I have a worse issue with cards because you're so just like
Yeah.
separated from it. But like to be able to say that you worked hard all week and then have the cash handed to you, like that's probably such a surreal moment of like it's this physical, tangible thing,
Mm.
and now nobody can have it. And he just wants to go back to the days of having the paycheck handed to you and having your company care about who you are and what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because now companies are cold, and Howline seems like a very cold company right now.
Yeah, exactly. He also basically tells Woojin, or he basically calls Woojin a coward for running away from like every job that basically gets really uncomfortable,
Hmm.
and he tells him that he needs to like stick around and try to fix the problem. And at first Woojin just he doesn't even say anything, he just like listens to Gaidong, and Gaidong just kind of challenges him to like stick around and make the company like this amazing place that is like a family or something that he can be proud of. And I think later on, Woojin really thinks about it because you know what, he can't run away again. This is his last chance. Like he
Hmm.
doesn't ever have any more chances. Like all the other companies didn't fit his standards. This is the last place he can go. So he really has to make it work, even if he doesn't like some things that are going on, he has to fix it rather than running away.
Right. Which I think, I think it's a good character building thing is like now you have no choice. You have to face your issues head on
Hmm.
because, like, yeah, you can keep running away, but that's not fixing anything. It's just running away. The problem is still there.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's going to be a good segue to him eventually finding out because he's clearly going to eventually find out about Hwe-Hyun and her issues.
Mhm.
And so I think this is a foreshadow to how he reacts to his own problems and how he's going to need to react to the problems that are going to face him, especially since it is a romance. So they're eventually going to fall in love. He's eventually going to find out about her disease and he's going to have to deal with it head on. He can't just run away from it, or at least we hope not.
Exactly.
So I think this is a
Exactly.
good foreshadow to what's going to eventually happen.
Yeah. Um, no, I completely agree. And then we have like I like the fact that when Kai, I think it was yeah, it was Kai Tech and it was Hoan and um Kang, I want to say Kang Dong, but I know it's Kang Ho. They went to the convenience store to kind of eat dinner, and I like the fact that Hoan basically asked her old boss if he trusted her, because I feel like right now she feels like she doesn't. No one really trusts her at the company. They all think that she's this mess up that comes and messes everything up, and there's not a lot of trust towards the contractors. So I think it's really sweet that her old boss at the convenience store was like, "Yeah, I trust you. Why would I leave you alone in my store if I didn't trust you?"
Right.
Yeah. Oh my God. And then Ho-Won finds out that Gina, or she doesn't really find out, but there's a scene where they're at the convenience store eating, and then he gets up to go get more food. Kai-tak gets up to get more food, and then he leaves his wallet on the seat, and Ho-Won picks it up to give it to him, but then she sees a picture of Gina.
I was like, oh, the secret's out. The secret's out.
But what would you do though? Would you think that they were dating if you say you're in this situation that you're in hope, not like you're dying, but like say you're working with a coworker, you don't really think these two coworkers know each other or whatever, and then you see a picture of one coworker and another coworker's wallet, what would you think?
They're dating.
That they're dating? I would either
Yeah,
think A, they're dating, or this guy is a stalker.
right. I would really hope, like, for the best that they're dating and not the stalker.
Well,
But
can I just
y-
quick story time.
sure.
Where I used to work, I'm not sure if this is like all other workplaces, but in the office, we have everyone's numbers and like all their positions in the office. So if anything happens, you can call them. Well, this guy he was like a new concierge or something like that. I don't even remember his name, but I remember that he was really cute. But that's besides the point. He went in the office and found this girl's number, and he only met her maybe once, and then he called her and like texted her, and I was like, "Hey, I got your number." That's such a stalker move. Don't ever do that. The end. The end. Because no, Sam. I just think like I don't know. I was like when we heard about that, I was like, what? No, stalker, cute stalker, but still stalkerish and creepy.
Right.
Okay, so sorry. Story time's over. Back to I don't the missing nine, but Radiant Office. So we also let's see. Oh, so basically the three contractors basically talk and they decide to kind of they kind of like pump themselves up after failing getting that subcontractor. They decide to why not just kind of like get up early, start the day new and try the best next day. And what else happened?
Well, they get there and friggin' who is it? Is it Kai-Tak? He comes out with like the broom and stuff. He's already there cleaning first thing in the
Yeah,
morning.
and like Kang-ho brings like his dad's alcohol
And she
and
brings what, kimbap or something like that.
gimbap. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I want to try. Like, I guess, like,
This is really easy. I made it before. It's really easy to make.
I was gonna say, it's like a thing because I've never heard of kimbap before I ever started watching
Gimbap.
K-dramas. And now I, like, hear about it all the time and I kind of want to try it because everybody says it's really good.
It is really good. Sam, if you ever come visit me, we'll hit up all the Korean restaurants because they all sell it.
Oh, I want to. Oh my gosh, I have to fly down to South Carolina soon. But
Yes.
yeah, so they're basically going to try and like butter him up. Um, and it's really weird because it's not the buttering up that gets them to get the contract. It's her noticing like there was like something on his chest or like up his neck,
It's the
and
chest, yeah.
through shenanigans, his shirt ends up getting ripped open, the owner's shirt, and she sees it, and it ends up being that he has cirrhosis of the liver. So she essentially, on
Saved
accident,
his,
saves his life.
yeah,
And that's how they managed to actually get the friggin'
contract.
yeah, that's what I was trying to say, the
Yeah, I think
contract.
that was
I
like,
apologize. I've been up for 13 hours.
Sam's a little tired.
I'm a
Um,
wee bit tired.
But yeah, so they end up getting the contractor, and before it wasn't even gonna happen. Like I think they failed. They thought they failed, and everyone was giving them such a hard time. And Woojin was like, that's it. Like I think weren't they gonna be fired if they didn't
Yeah,
get the
they were basically
contract?
going to be let go, and
Yeah,
like by happenstance of a phone call of him calling and saying, "Look, we're gonna contract with you," it managed to save all of their freaking jobs.
jobs. Yeah. Oh my god. And then we had this whole conversation where there were I think it was like I forgot his name. The one guy I always forget his name. I don't even remember his name. He's like one of the managers or one of the deputies. I don't remember his name. But he's basically I'll put his picture on the screen. But he basically uh they talk about Gina's love life, and they say that like, oh, she's been dating this guy forever, and that she's probably gonna get married soon, and like since her boyfriend pretty much passed the civil service exam last year, and like you can see that Kai Tech is so he's not like he's just
You know, he's devastated
yeah
that his girlfriend had to lie to her coworkers about who he was just to kind of save face. And you, other than Ho-won, nobody knows their relationship really, and even Ho-won doesn't really know it, but she kind of has an inkling for it.
hmm
But you know what? I would hate, like, if someone asked me what my husband did, I would hate to have the feeling, like, I would hate to feel like I needed to lie to people about what he did or didn't do. Because Kai, whatever. Um, he was jobless. He was like, he had no
yeah
money. And so, like, she felt the need in order to save face to lie. And that's unfortunate. And I think that hurt him more that she felt the need to lie rather than tell the truth, even
exactly.
though they're not together anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god, and and there was this really cute scene with King Ho, and oh my, this like, oh, this killed me. There was a scene where he basically picked up the phone, and it was, I forgot her name, but she's like the ice queen. What's her name? What's her name?
Copy. No, Copy's
Ka.
the secretary.
No,
Suk
it's
Young.
Seok-jin. Yeah, thank you, Seok-jin. So she has a daughter. She is not married or anything like that. I think she's like actually divorced, or I'm not really quite sure. But she has a daughter, and she's a single mom. And so there's a phone call that goes through that her daughter needs to get picked up, and Hoya's character is the one that picks up the phone, and he goes and takes her out to a cafe. And I thought that whole scene was cute. That whole scene was so cute. The fact that he was there, like letting her draw, just hanging out with her, and then her mom came, and I just like I think something's gonna go on between them.
I smell the romance.
Yes,
You know what? And I will be very happy for them because you know what? You don't see this very often in K dramas. Is like one of the female love interests already has a kid and like kind of has baggage and everything.
yeah,
And he seems like he really, not that he doesn't care, but it doesn't bother him that she comes with baggage and everything. But
yeah.
like when he was looking back at them when like she was just interacting with her kid,
Mm.
like it was such a sweet look, and I'm like, oh, it was adorable. And I hope there's something there. Like I hope that wasn't just a one-off
Yeah,
deal.
that'd be kind of annoying if it was a one-off deal and they're like, "That's it." I'd be so disappointed. Um, but then oh yeah, so Homan is coming up with a contract for the cushion people that they got subcontract for, and she actually puts down that they need, I think it was like 1,000 or yeah,
Yeah,
1,000,
1,000.
and Gina was supposed to look at it and oversee it, but she was too busy trying to get sales, which
You know what? I can see is happening with you and freaking K beauty products?
It would
Because
happen.
she was like, "Oh, I got a sale and I gotta buy this," and she's like, "Yeah, whatever, just sign." I'm like, you would have signed your life away if you saw a sale on Mimi Box, okay?
Yes, I
Like,
would. I did last week. I don't want to
so
talk about
if
that.
anybody wants to get a life insurance policy on Morgan, just have her being like on a Mimi Box sale, and she will sign anything you give her.
I will.
Just so you know.
Exactly. She's me. I like before you even say that to me, I was gonna be like, "That's me. That's completely me." I would do that. But she signs it over, and not realizing the mistake that Hye-Won actually made, because later on we find out that, or was it in this episode or next episode? I don't remember. I think it was next episode.
I think it's next
No, no,
episode.
no, it was this episode because she gets fired in this episode. So basically, we find out that, that's, of course, the wrong order. And she, it's, it's, it's not, okay, it's not completely Haiwan's fault. It's Gina's fault too, because Gina's your supervisor. She should have looked it over, and of course she
Right.
didn't. So when they find out that they made a huge mistake on the order wise, they I'm thinking, I'm sorry. Gina is freaking out, and Kai texts there with her, and Kai texts like, "Listen, I will take the fall for it. I'll say I did it, and I made the order, and I did it." And of course, Ho-Won overhears this whole situation, and she already thinks she's gonna die. So why get one of her friends, one of the contractors, fired? And so she goes and she tells Woo-jin that she made the mistake.
Mm. Yeah, it's like a self-sacrifice, but you know what? I don't think she remembered the deal she had made about not making another mistake because like she was on a high of we finally did something right and we're getting this contract and blah blah blah.
Mm.
And I kind of feel bad that like Woo Jin actually held to his word on that
Yeah.
because like she did a good job and everything and now she messed up. Like nobody's perfect. Everybody's gonna make
Yeah.
mistakes and so it just
Especially if
sucks.
you're especially if you're new on a job, because like I make so many mistakes when I'm somewhere new, because it's so unfamiliar. You don't know the rules, you don't know how things work. And I mean, I don't know if maybe it's different for you, Sam, because like I work in kitchens and stuff like that, or I used to work in kitchens. So when I got hired somewhere new, it was like learning how different equipment works, learning like oven temperatures, if it's too hot or if it's too cold, learning where everything is. And you make mistakes, and so it kind of sucked that, I mean, though she did make a really costly mistake that probably made the company lose a lot of money. It was sad that she got fired, but I like the fact that, Ho-Won didn't fight it. Ho-Won's like, you know what, I made you a promise, this is it, I'm done, I'm out. And I really appreciate the fact that she didn't like fight with him. It was more like she was just accepting her fate. And I like the fact that I don't know, I have so much more respect for her as a
Mhm.
character. The fact that she's not selfish, and that she stands up for, not that she stands up for other people and like get in their face. Like some some Korean drama leading ladies do, where they fight and they scream at like the main guy. And
Mhm.
Ho-Won's the type of character where she does it like quietly, you know?
Right.
Um,
But
all,
so then so now she's fired and she says to her friend if she knows anything about part-time jobs. And she ends up getting a part-time job as like a maid person, which, you know what? Kind of saw this coming because she ends up being the maid for Woo Jin's freaking house.
oh yeah.
And I was like, okay, I saw that coming. Well, I
Mm.
didn't see the maid job coming, but once like I saw her cleaning the house and she had made the comment about like this would be something So Jin would do, I was
Mm.
like, that's because it's his house.
Yeah,
Cause
yeah.
oh my god, oh, but so yeah, so she's his maid and apparently she does a really good job and made him food and everything. So he's like, yeah, send her back, whatever. And like she's cleaning. It was one of the days that she was cleaning, and she pulled like the sun was like in her eyes, and she pulls down that shade
She
with the
sees him.
picture of him on it. I lost it. I died. I thought that was the funniest freaking thing. And then her reaction, like to run and hide because like he's coming home. Oh my god.
Yeah, it made me crack up so bad. The fact that it was him. I think he was like, it was like a sports day or something like that. I
Yeah.
lost my shit when that came up. I was like cracking so hard. I was like, I want to do that as a prank to someone. Like I want to do to you, Sam, where I just like come to your house and I put up like a shade of like Woo Bin's face. So like when your husband goes and he pulls down the shade.
Yeah, and then explain to him who Kim Woo-bin is. Yeah, okay. That would be a lot of fun explanation to have.
Is your second
But
husband?
oh, you know what? If he was shirtless, okay, whatever. Being like you know what? Kim Woo-bin is freaking gorgeous. Okay, like let's get this out of the way. I am married, not blind. Okay, so Kim Woo-bin or friggin' Lee Jin-ki, which like, uh, he's not really great in the press right now, but whatever. That body. Okay, so all right, that was me.
You know what? I'd rather just have Dong-Hwi. That's it. Okay.
I know
Um,
you look dumb. I have two. I can't pick. You know, if I had to pick one, it would be Kim Woo-bin, all through and through.
mm,
But Lee Jin-ki is like, oh, it's freaking gorgeous, man. Okay, like oh,
Sam's having a moment, you guys.
I am having a moment.
Um,
Okay, so she runs and hides, and she hides
oh,
in the fucking
because
closet.
he comes back home early.
Yeah. So she's in the closet. You know what? She had a right to be there. I mean, I know she panicked a little bit, but she's the maid. She was supposed to be there. There was
Yeah,
no reason to hide.
exactly. I think,
And then he
but
gives the man half a heart attack.
exactly because she's in the closet and he decides to call her. Oh, the reason why he decides to call her is because he gets a call from the police basically saying that the company hasn't paid for the pillows yet. So he goes to look at the contract for some reason and he sees that Gina actually signed off on it, not Hwe-Hyun. And so he thinks that's pretty weird and he can't help but wonder why she would take the blame for someone when obviously she was innocent. So while he's in this house, he decides to call her and of course she's hiding in his closet and her phone rings and he goes into the closet and I find him so hilarious. He's like, oh my god, I just find him hilarious.
He's such a scaredy cat.
He's such a huge scaredy cat. But he goes into the closet and she basically thinks that someone's going to kill him or something, and she falls out onto her knees, and she looks like the girl from like The Ring or something, and she looks at him and she's like, no, no, it's
Choyo,
me.
Choyo, Choyo, it's me, it's
Yeah.
me.
Um, and so that's how it ends this episode. And but one more thing I want to add on is I'm starting to see that Woojin is starting to take a liking to her a little bit. Like I would say 1% or 2% in this episode. There's a scene where she's talking to the doctor and at work and Woojin sees that they're talking and he like grumble like he's like muttering to himself that and he's also mad that Hwan's like all flirty and smiley with the doctor and stuff like that.
You know what? He has no right to be jealous because he's a total jerk to her. So
Exactly,
she has every
exactly.
right to flirt with that doctor. Because you know what? Go get him, girl. You know? He's a
Yes,
doctor.
exactly. Um, so what do you think so far about this episode?
You know what? Definitely one of my favorite episodes.
Yes.
Definitely one of my favorite episodes. I like had no issue getting through it because generally, like, I rank an episode on how easily did I get through this without having to
Hmm.
stop it. Because, like, it takes a lot of energy to read subtitles, even though you don't feel like it. But like, after a good K drama marathon, you're tired.
Hmm.
So I really like this. I like the like you can start seeing not necessarily Ho-Wan, but definitely Woojin's kind of like starting to turn the corner a bit. So we're on episode what, 5?
Hmm.
So this is generally the 5 through 7 or 8 is generally like corners are turning, feelings are starting,
Hmm.
because I mean we only got 16 episodes and at some point like they got to start interacting with each other a little bit
Yeah,
more.
yeah. So my overall feeling of this episode, like you, I did really like enjoy this episode. I got through it really fast too, because usually it takes me like a couple hours to get through an episode because I have very much what's playing in the background? Is that ice cream truck? There's
No.
an ice cream truck.
Oh my gosh, Morgan, focus.
Okay, sorry. Oh, focus. Okay. I really want to go out and see it. Okay, never mind.
No, you
Okay.
don't.
It's playing. I can hear it. Okay. Okay. Focusing, Morgan. Okay, what was I saying? Okay. Focus. No, you don't need
You
ice
like this
cream.
episode. Why did you like this episode?
Oh,
Because you
because
actually
it's
got through it.
yes, I got through it very well. A couple things I want to talk about real quick before I get distracted and I want to run out the door and get ice cream is um I do find that the doctor is starting to become very creepy. I feel like, out of all the characters, I feel like his character is the most well developed because at first I was like, oh my god, he's such a marshmallow. I love him. I want to pinch his cheeks. But now I'm realizing that he does have a dark side to him. That there's something like interesting about him. And I like the fact that he comes off one way, but really he could be somewhere completely different. So I'm not really sure of his personality, whether he's sincere or whether he's helping Hwe-Hyun, Kai-tak, and Kang-ho for good reasons, or if it's just for his own agenda, which I find very
Right.
interesting. Another thing is that I like that I like that Woojin or Gaidong called Woojin out on his behavior. I like the fact that we are now realizing that Woojin isn't the perfect Korean drama guy. Like, I mean, he's not like perfect or whatever. He has issues and he runs away. And I hope that later on in the series we can figure out why he has such a hard time staying at companies,
Right.
not just
No.
because he's a perfectionist.
So there's a piece of information I kind of want to know. Um, I don't remember if they touch on this, but it has been touched on in other episodes. Is that the doctor has a brother?
Yeah, and I honestly think okay, a lot of people think it's Woojin, but I don't necessarily
Yeah.
think it's Woojin.
See, I was thinking the same thing too, but when the doctor and Woojin, excuse me, when the doctor and Woojin met, they didn't know each other.
Yeah, yeah,
And it wasn't
exactly.
like we don't know each other, but we're gonna just like we know each other, but we're gonna play it off like they don't know each other.
Yeah, unless it was kind of like Woojin was a secret birth and no one knows about it except the chairman. I don't believe that because you know what?
I don't think
Yeah.
that's not a storyline in
Um
this.
I I wonder
Because
if
well, we find out why in the next episode about Woojin's family a little bit more too. So,
yeah,
but
exactly.
that's definitely not a storyline. So I want to know who the frack is the brother.
Yeah. Well, can I just give my theories out there? I have
Sure.
theories. Theory. Okay. Theory number one. I feel like his brother is involved in the company somehow. I feel like his brother, his if it's an older brother, it could honestly just be the CEO. Wouldn't that kind
Right.
of make sense? But then again, why would the guy be pushing for him to take over the company? Another thing I have is that I think his brother's dead. That's my other
See, but
theory.
I don't think so
I think
because
so.
he talks in like earlier episodes about how like his family wanted him to be a businessman, and I think it's next episode. But like,
Because I
I want to know what the freaking doctor's motive is with when it comes to this company because as a doctor, he's way too invested in it.
I think so too.
And that's what's really weird about it
Yeah.
is that it seems like he has his own practice. It seems like he's a fairly successful medical professional. So why do you want to go into a completely different direction of like business?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's really weird about me unless he has bipolar disorder and he is his own brother. I don't know.
I know.
It's
I
chaotic.
honestly think that maybe his brother's dead, or um, the fact that that the brother already works in the company. Because why would the guy be like, stop comparing me to my brother who is in business? Another crazy theory I have. This is like a crazy theory is that one of the contractors is his brother. But then again, I don't think that that could necessarily happen
Yeah, I don't know.
because I can't see that. I mean, the only brother I could really see is maybe Kang Ho or King Dong because King Ho because he comes from like a wealthy family. But then again, why would he?
Yeah, but he's younger than
Yeah. So I
the
don't know.
doctor's
Hopefully we'll find
older
out.
brother.
Hopefully we'll find out. Hopefully it won't be one of those shows that kind of teases you and then they don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
But anyways, you guys, we hope you enjoyed this episode of me, Sam, talking about Missy 9, episode 5. If you did like this video,
I think it's Radiant Office because
Radiant Office, darn it! Sorry. And yeah, we just want to thank you for watching this, and sorry for it coming up so late or up on YouTube so late. And yeah, thank you. What do you want? Do you want to say anything else, Sam?
thank you. We'll
Thank
talk to you
you.
soon.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
go chase down the ice cream truck. Okay,
Oh my
bye.
gosh. Bye.
Hi guys, hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please feel free to give it a like. If you would like, you can subscribe to our channel. And if you want to check out our last week's discussion video, click somewhere on the screen because it'll be somewhere up here. And we will see you guys next time. Okay, bye. Not really bye, but bye.